As fun as it seems to reject authority and do things your own way, I'm going to explain how Karaite Jews have a complete misconception and they actually don't have any authority at all. Let's take this video for example.
Karaites, however, follow only the written Torah and
No, they don't only follow the written Torah. They follow the literal interpretation of the Torah. In other words, they don't use any sort of exegesis whatsoever. The Torah we know is not written as a law book. It's very easy to look at a law book and then to go through the laws and read them and interpret them. And even in those situations, you need courts and lawyers to fight over them, and then Supreme Court to tell you what the law is. However, Karaites reject all that knowledge. What they say is it's basically like a Mother Goose book. Open up the Torah, and whatever the Torah literally says, that's what it is. Let's not hurt our poor Kepala trying to think too much. We only want to say and do what exactly is written literally in the Torah.
reject rabbinic authority.
They may reject the rabbinic authority. They also reject all exegesis, like I just said.
Leading to different practices. For example, many Karaites interpret the prohibition on boiling a kid in its mother's milk literally.
Literally. It doesn't make a difference that the Torah said it 3 times, that the Torah put it with all the laws of kashrus, that the Torah put it with all the ability for a person to then eat meat of all kinds, and it says the kosher animals you're allowed to eat are from the flock and from the cattle. That makes no difference. Since the words only said in its mother's milk, that's all we do. So basically, what they really wanted was for God to say, here's a 9,000 page document with every single little nuanced law detailed in black and white.
Allowing other combinations of meat and dairy. They also emphasize humane slaughter based on biblical verses, but do not adhere to rabbinic shakita laws.
Again, here's their problem. Sure, they could interpret how they like, but now what they're doing is they're doing their own interpretation. So a Karaite saying the Torah says you have to do ritual slaughter. However, it doesn't say how to do ritual slaughter. So I am going to be my own rabbi and tell you how to do ritual slaughter. Not that we have 2,500 years of tradition of how to do ritual slaughter. I'm smarter than that. I'm going to be my own rabbi. So basically, a Karaite does not reject rabbinic authority. A Karaite puts rabbinic authority on himself, saying, I will tell you how to interpret the Torah myself. Everyone interpret Torah your own way. The Torah is meant for everyone to do what they want their own way. If you say that it's done that way, mazel tov. If you say it's done this way, mazel tov.
These distinctions reflect deeper theological differences.
Yeah, basically, no uniformity, no tradition. Anyway, hope it helps. Any questions, let me know.